So this is the second time I've trying to do the audio for this particular episode because apparently my brain goes, you forgot how to turn on your microphone. Yeah, the hardships of pushing a button. You're listening to Utter Randomness. I'm Lulu, your host, and this is shows that are getting the axe. Fall has left us and it is now spring. We've got a month, I think, until summer, and I'm already sweating. And I hate summer. I really do. And apparently, so do shows because many of our fall shows are wrapping up as we head further into spring and into the hell mouth that is summer. While a lot of us are looking forward to summer, me excluded, this excitement has been squashed, and I'm going to list a whole load of shows that are unfortunately receiving the axe and will not be returning for the next fall season. I will also be naming shows that are not technically getting the axe, but are on their very last seasons. But I will also be naming them because this is their final season and they will no longer be getting any seasons. They might get some spin-offs and stuff, but we're going to start off with CBS. Good Sam, Be Positive, How We Roll, the Autumn. Wow, Lulu. The United States of AI, the United States of Al. Apparently, pushing a button is not the only hardship that I have today. Magnum PI, Bull, All Rise, Clarice, and Seal are all getting the axe for CBS. Bull is on their final season, so this will be their final season. And unfortunately, Good Sam was only on its first season. I just started watching it. It's on Paramount, and I'm so sad actually to see it leave. And I kind of wish it got a second season, but here we are. CW, I've been seeing a whole host of complaints about the cuts that CW has done this season, which are including Legacies, Charmed, The Legends of Tomorrow, Naomi, The 4400, Dynasty, Roswell, New Mexico, In the Dark, Batwoman, Republic of Sarah, and Supergirl are all seeing the axe. None of these shows are on its last season or getting a final goodbye, which is very, very sad to see. I'm hoping that someone else picks up some of these other shows, like maybe even Legends of Tomorrow, or even for those who enjoy Legacies. So I'm sad that you guys are having issues with the Legacy being cut. NBC Peacock is seeing Mr. Mayor, The Endgame, Manifest, Keenan, This Is Us, Good Girls, Ellen's Games of Games, A Little Late with Lily Singh, Ordinary Joe, New Amsterdam, Saved by the Bell, and The Lost Symbol getting the cut from NBC Peacock. Manifest is seeing its last season, which I think is season 4 on Netflix. This Is Us has been planned for quite some time that this was going to be their last season. I was actually surprised and a little disappointed that New Amsterdam's 5th season was going to be their last season, especially considering he just found happiness. And now I'm very sad that New Amsterdam is getting the cut as well. ABC is seeing Blackish, Promised Land, Queens, Card Sharks, The Celebrity Dating Game, For Life, The Hustler, Match Game, and Pooch Perfect seeing the cut there. Blackish, I think I heard 2 seasons back that this will probably be one of their last seasons, but they're finally getting their final season done and out of the way. Fox FX, The Big Leap, Better Things, Atlanta, Snowfall, and The Real are all seeing cuts. Atlanta and Snowfall, this will be their final season. Showtime is seeing American Rust, Black Monday, Work in Progress. They're all seeing their departure. And Netflix, I dread saying this list because Netflix, I don't know what they're doing. They're flushing their entire network down the drain. Like it's oh my goodness. I couldn't express my frustration. I don't think this podcast will be long enough to express my frustration with Netflix. Another Life, Archive 81, The Babysitter's Club, Bonding, Cooking with Paris, The Crown. This list is so long, I can't even speak now. The Crown, Dairy Girls, Gentrified, Grace and Frankie, Julie and the Phantoms, Lock and Key, Ozark, Peaky Blinders, Pretty Smart, Raising Dion, Space Force, Never Have I Ever, Stranger Things, and Dead to Me are all seeing the chop on Netflix. And I can't even express my frustration once again with Netflix. I don't know what they do. I'm so sad to see at least the ones that I watched. I knew Lock and Key season 3 will be their last season, but I really wished it had maybe 1 or 2 more seasons. But the shows that are seeing their last season, The Crown, Dairy Girls, Grace and Frankie, Lock and Key, Ozark, Peaky Blinders, Never Have I Ever, and Stranger Things, they're all seeing their final seasons. And most of these we have heard a few seasons ago that most of these guys would be seeing their final season pretty soon. I am very, very excited to see Stranger Things. I think it's a two-parter for Stranger Things, if I remember, and that's coming out next month in June. I'm very, very disappointed that they canceled Raising Dion. I fell in love with the first season. Second season, I think was a little rough, but I still enjoyed it. HBO, we're moving on now. HBO is seeing Better Call Saul, High Maintenance, and His Dark Materials leave. Better Call Saul and high maintenance, not high maintenance. I'm sorry, they saw the cut. His Dark Materials are doing their last season, third season for His Dark Materials, and I think the seventh or eighth season for Better Call Saul. Someone correct me on that. I never watched Better Call Saul, so I know a lot of people who enjoy it, including my own family. So other networks. Animal Kingdom, TNT, Chesapeake Shores, Hallmark Channel, Happy Valley, AMC, The Hills, New Beginnings, MTV, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Prime Video, Kevin Can F Himself, AMC, Killing Eve, AMC, BBC America, The Last OG, TBS, Love Victor, Hulu, the Speak, Breathe, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Prime Video, Queen Sugar, OWN, Star Trek Picard, Paramount Plus, The Walking Dead, AMC, Dollface, Hulu, Selling Sunset Servant, Apple TV Plus. Out of that list, the shows that are getting their final seasons, their final goodbyes, Happy Valley, Kevin Can F Himself, Killing Eve, Love Victor, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Queen Sugar, Star Trek Picard, The Walking Dead, and Selling Sunset Servant, they're all seeing their final season. Maybe the status for The Marvelous Miss Maisel. It's a wonderful show. If you have not seen it, it's great. It's hilarious in a lot of parts. Very sad, very touching as well. And I think I forgot a show actually. Motherland. Fort Salem is getting their final season on this Freeform. Yes, my brain just went, what? Freeform, they're seeing their final season, season 3. I really wish they wouldn't cut these seasons so short. So much of what I just listed is subject to change as we entered the streaming services era, like Hulu, HBO, Amazon, Disney Plus, Paramount, Peacock. All of these shows that I just listed could actually see their revival on other networks, because when shows get the axe, they don't necessarily die in a show graveyard, so to speak. Some shows end up getting revitalized on a new network, and we have seen this done and done again and repeated. For example, Manifest, I think their second or third season was meant to be their last. NBC had pulled the plug a long time ago, and Netflix is like, we're seeing a revitalization of the show when we moved it to Netflix. And sure, and that's when Netflix go, we'll give you one final season, and that's where season 4 came from. It's just so all these great shows that are getting the axe, that are getting canceled. There's some of these are really, really, really good shows. Like, why are you? I get it because the viewership isn't there, or they put them in a crappy slot just to see where their viewership is, or they put them up against shows that have been long running for years and years and years, and they see their viewership drop, and that's when, oh, I guess we'll cut it right there. So I hope Netflix gets their stuff together and stop canceling so many great shows, or stop the rumor. These are rumors. I don't think anything's confirmed, but they're canceling a lot of their animated slots, their animated shows. They canceled some movies. These are some of the rumors. And when I heard that they were canceling some of their animation stuff, I was like, what does this mean for Arcane? Arcane was phenomenal in my opinion, their first season. What did I just finish? I just finished Moon Knight. If you have not watched that, it's great. I highly recommend it. Like I said, I just did Good Sam, which I just finished, or I shouldn't say just finished. I'm partway through, and now I don't have any aspirations to finish it now that I know it's not going to get a second season, because knowing shows, it probably left on a cliffhanger, and that's going to suck because it's going to get no finishing, and I'm going to be very, very sad. So I don't think I'll finish Good Sam, unfortunately. And I really, really enjoyed it, to be honest, but That's okay. What else have I started? Um, Actually, I think that's it. I've been watching some reruns of movies, really, because I've been writing articles and trying to get podcasts together. And I think this is where we go into our news segment. So I have just saw on Twitter today, actually, May 13th, happy Friday 13th, everybody, that a Walker spinoff, the Supernatural spinoff, and Gotham Knights have all been picked up by the CW. Part of me is dreading this. Another part is very, very happy. I'm hoping that fans of the originals come and support the spin-offs. I think the spin-off I'm most anticipating is probably both the Supernatural spin-off and the Gotham Knights, which funny, Eric Kripke, who has made The Boys and Supernatural, is the one that I saw tweeted this, and I was like, "Oh, cool! The whole Supernatural lineup has got pickups." And Jensen Ackles is on the season finale. Actually, I think was it The Big Sky? I think it's called. I don't know. I haven't watched it yet. I have to watch it. They're getting their final season. Oh, there's another one I forgot. I'm sorry. The Big Sky, I think, is getting their final season, and Jensen Ackles is on that is playing is co-starring or is a special guest, I should say, on that. And they had just released a whole bunch of stuff about all this. Misha Collins, Jared Padalecki, and Jensen Ackles are all getting spin-off shows, and I think it's really cool. All in the CW too. I Would you guys suggest Walker? I never watched the original Walker, and I think I watched the first 2 episodes of the new Walker. And so far, I have an interest in it, but it's not usually the type of shows I watch, like actively watch. So I guess I have to give it a try. I think the show that I expected to get the axe was Charmed, and I thought was really funny actually that they had, I think it was the second or third season, that one of the main stars, one of the sisters left. I say sisters, but you can't see my quotations, my air quotes. But one of the sisters had left. I cannot remember which one, so please don't quote me on it. I stopped watching it a long time ago. I lost interest in it. And one of them left, I believe, in season 3. So I was like, this show might get the axe, unfortunately, because the original Charmed that came out in the 90s, Shannon Doherty, who played Prue, also left in season 3. And I was like, oh, maybe it would go the same route as the original Charmed. And then I heard it got the axe in its fourth season. And I wish I could say I was surprised, but I was not, unfortunately. It seems like all of these networks are trying to revamp certain things. I was a little disappointed that the 4400 got the axe. I wasn't expecting that. But it's like if they don't have the viewership in the first season, they get the axe, unfortunately. And shows ebb and flow when it comes to their viewership. And I thought things like streaming services might save viewership, that because you have multiple sources where you can watch said show, the viewership might stay strong. But unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. I don't know. What are your opinions on this? Did I name any shows that might got in the axe? Did I miss any? Obviously, because I just named 2 as I was off on a rant. If I've missed any, you think there's a show on this list that might be in error, feel free to let me know. I'm on Twitter and Instagram. You can send me a voicemail thingy mabob that's here on Anchor. I don't know. I'm sad to see a lot of these shows. There's a lot of new shows that are coming, though, for the fall slots. I'm wondering if that's the reason why these shows are getting the axe, because they're making room for new shows. But I guess we'll see. And news. I am opening up a website. So I hope you guys support that. And please consider supporting this either on Buy Me a Coffee, Patreon, here on Anchor if you're listening on Anchor, and Ko-Fi. I'm now officially on Ko-Fi. You can find me on TikTok and follow me wherever you listen to podcasts or read these articles. And I'll catch you guys later. Bye.